Are we up? Are we live? Are we back? Yes, we are. What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to another episode of G-Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is, once again, Late Night Geekery, the Godzilla Block Party, the live edition, the live streaming edition again, because I still have computer issues that ain't fixing themselves. So yeah, that's why we've been live streaming. Yes, so much fun live streaming. I love live streaming. It's so much fun. It's a good time live streaming. But I wouldn't be doing this by myself. The hell no, of course not. Joining me today, Solo, who had a very special day this week, the birthday boy himself, G73, a.k.a. Megsy, a.k.a. my brother Chase. Happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I also found out it's the G-Show's birthday on the 27th as well.
That is true. Look at how that works. It is absolutely the Facebook page's birthday. And look how that turned out, huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that? Speaking of that, before we get into the Godzilla stuff, so the Facebook page, well, we got flagged the other day, brother. You brought it to my attention. I could not believe it. I was like, wait, what? Flagged? For what? But yeah, we totally, the Facebook page got flagged for a silly little post in June that it was harmless. It was harmless. I don't even want to go into details because I don't know if they flagged the live stream and then shut us down mid-sentence. That would suck. But it's a stupid, harmless post, and we got flagged for it. Whatever. I didn't lose any sleep over it. It was in June, and we're still posting on Facebook page. So that's all being said. But anyhow, I'm still behind my awesome bootleg and proud sign. I don't care. But today we're going to talk about something that dropped this week. Wait, was it this week or was it last week it dropped?
It was last week, yeah.
It was
actually no. It was. I believe it was Tuesday. I thought.
Nah,
because when was the 27th? The 27th was Tuesday.
Yeah.
The 27th was Tuesday. It was Monday the 26th.
Yes. So Monday the 26th. So last time we were on a podcast and we did the Late Night Geekery Godzilla Block Party, we talked about Godzilla Singular Point, and we talked about, the three promotional images, just detailing that this is coming. And we were excited about it. We liked the animation cell. We tried to speculate on who was who. In the image. But what we did not know was that a week later, we were getting the first official trailer for this series. You would have think this would have dropped on Tuesday for Godzilla Day this coming Tuesday. But no, they dropped it a whole week before Godzilla's birthday. And we're going to talk about it because there are some things that need to be talked about. Now, me and G73, we haven't really had conversations about this per se. So I'm really looking forward into seeing where his head is with this, what he thought of the trailer, and I'm sure the feeling is mutual. So that all being said, brother, you saw the trailer. What did you think of Godzilla Singular Point's first trailer?
Oh, geez, it sounds like it's going to be a anime Destroy All Monsters universe. There's Gabara and some Anguirus and a Jaeger Jet Jaguar. I mean, man, the anime. I'm excited for it. As I've mentioned before, it's hard for me to watch cartoons, unfortunately. But this anime, at least watching the trailer for it, there's a lot of dark colors and a good contrast of colors that if they're bright, it's not blinding my eyes or my vision. So I'm optimistic that I'll be able to sit through it. Now, the Godzilla Monster Planet anime, it didn't bother me that bad, but there were still moments where I still had trouble with it. But regardless, the anime, the Godzilla Singular Point, I'm excited for it. I was kind of curious to why they changed the beginning song. Like that sounded like Rodan's theme from from Akira Ifukube, but it was like changed to be different, and I am kind of like bummed about that. If that happens to be the Rodan theme that that we all know, I'll be disappointed. But if it's a whole new theme in itself, then cool. But other than that, they showed a lot of monsters, and I mean, there was a lot to offer, and it literally sounds like when we were talking about the Monarch Godzilla TV show. If Netflix did something like that, or HBO, this literally sounds like it. The synopsis pretty much is that the Godzilla and the kaiju are on the rise again, and these two main characters, I don't remember their names in the synopsis. Maybe I could pick them up, but they have to basically find a way to stop Godzilla, and it just sounds like it's gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna be interesting. Godzilla itself, though, is still a mystery. I just hope it's not going to be anything previous Godzilla related.
Which
but
could possibly be.
Yeah, let's just say that poster has a very, very reminiscent Shin Godzilla feel to it. And I'm not sure I'm going to be too fond of it, but we'll see. But other than that, I'm not too worried about it. I'm optimistic, and I hope on November 3rd we eventually we might see more. I mean, they're talking about showing more at the on Godzilla Day, so hopefully,
Yeah.
Basically, the synopsis is when danger comes up from the depths, only young geniuses, Mei and Yoon, and their team can face the threat in Godzilla's singular point. That's about it. It's very, very, very short to the point. I mean, I'm also kind of a little bit bummed that they have the Shawa Godzilla roar again. I mean, I think Toho needs to come up and start. I mean, come on. You're making new Godzillas. Give us something. Give us a new roar. What's wrong with doing a new roar?
I actually like the idea of them using the old Showa roar, only because I want a new roar or something that's going to befit a king, and I just don't think this is it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same with Shin. I just didn't think that was it.
I want them to bring back the old 54 roar, or the more guttural Godzilla roar.
Just give me 1984, 85, Return of Godzilla. That's the roar you go with.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, you got to have a very menacing Godzilla. You can't have chibi Godzilla running around screaming that roar. I'll be pissed. But
right.
Yeah, man. But like, I dug the trailer. I did. I can't lie. I dug the trailer. I have theories. And yeah, if y'all follow the Godzilla Block Party, especially over the past year, you would know that Rodan is like my second favorite Toho kaiju. And you would know how much I despise Michael Dougherty's use of Rodan's roar, or lack thereof, in Godzilla King of the Monsters, because it's so iconic and shit. But he nailed the look. Like, that Rodan on screen was a sight to behold. So when I see this trailer, of course, the first thing that goes through my mind as I see my second favorite kaiju soaring through the sky is why Why the hell does Rodan look like a regular pterodactyl and not some mutated bipedal dinosaur with wings? Not even the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla '93 Rodan, as puppet as it was, still felt like a Rodan and not a pterodactyl. This thing was straight out of Jurassic Park. And I gotta be honest with you, G-Show Land, I hated it a lot. Like a lot. I hate it. I hated this translucent, weird color scheme. It has weird, fleshy, colored skin that just does not befit Rodan. I just, disgusting too. I want to spit. I hated it. I thought Gabbro was Baragon. I'll be honest, I did. I was like, oh, cool, Baragon. And everybody's like, oh, you see Gabra? You see Gabra? And I'm like, wait, what did I miss? And then I see it still. I'm like, that's not Gabra, that's Baragon, right? No, it's Gabra. I was totally in the wrong. Disappointed as I was because I was disappointed. Jet Jaguar. We look to be in a modern city setting, a modern day setting, and yet Jet Jaguar looks like, I think you nailed it, a Jaeger, but a Jaeger from Pacific Rim, the second one.
Like, well, yeah, he's completely controllable, it looks like in the trailer.
And it looks like he kind of looks like Johnny Sacco in the giant robot version of Jet Jaguar. Yeah. I honestly wasn't feeling it. I mean, unless like the kids or whoever, the young scientists created it. But even then, I'm kind of like, okay, they went to a junkyard and made Jet Jaguar. Fine. But if they went to a junkyard and made Jet Jaguar, then that shit should have no bearing whatsoever on any of these kaijus, save for Pterodactyl Rodan, which there also looks like there's more than one Pterodactyl Rodan. It looks like Rodan and then minions. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know in that one part in the trailer later, you see the whole swarm of pterodactyls flying through the city.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the hell is this Jurassic World Dominion shit?
But I don't think that's Rodan, personally.
I would hope not, but I mean,
yeah, because I don't understand why they wouldn't make Rodan a kaiju.
Right, and that's well. So we'll get to that in a minute because I think that's going to go into the theory part of this conversation, which I have several. What else did they show? Oh yes, huh? Anguirus. Anguirus first off looked gigantic, right? Like. Anguirus looked huge.
Yeah, well, see, that's where I don't know. Anguirus looked pretty small though. Like there's a guy in like a Hummer getting ready to take Anguirus down with a harpoon gun.
Oh shit! I was completely baffled. I didn't even see that. I was gonna say. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
There was a baby Anguirus. There was a fan film that was supposed to come out a couple years back that got shut down by Toho. The creator of the fan film, who is an avid Godzilla
Heritage.
Yes, he had Rashad Santiago from Face Off fame working on these suits, and I'm telling you, man, Toho shut them down. But his Anguirus looked exactly like that Anguirus in that trailer, and right. I'm like, huh.
I was thinking the same thing.
Did they steal this dude's design and he can't do nothing about it because, he doesn't own the rights to Anguirus? But it was very suspect. It looks dope. Anguirus was the standout of that whole commercial, that whole teaser. But then there was the creature that everybody's claiming is Titanosaurus. I can see why they're claiming it's Titanosaurus. I'm not gonna jump the gun yet, but that also leads into my theories.
Yeah, other than its color scheme, I don't really know because, I mean, it has the colors of Titanosaurus and the head looks like Titanosaurus to a degree. But it has Earth Godzilla dorsal plates on its back, and it has fins.
Well, Titanosaurus has a fin on its tail, so it looks like.
all of his limbs are fins, though.
Right. And I think it kind of like with Gabra, and even Rodan to that extent, it's just like a reinterpretation of a legitimate hardcore reinterpretation of these creatures. I mean, think about it. We haven't seen Titanosaurus. Well, he's in the comic books, but that doesn't count. But we haven't seen an iteration of Titanosaurus on screen since 1974, 75. Yeah. So to get a new Titanosaurus, pretty awesome.
Yeah. Unless, maybe all these kaiju have offspring except Godzilla. And that's the premise of it. Godzilla's upset because he can't have children.
Yeah.
That's why he's raising hell on Japan.
He's going to come to those scientists and start talking to them.
Godzilla goes on a murder spree, killing all the offspring.
Oh my God, Godzilla kaiju child killer. That's terrible.
Dude. But that would be so dark. That'd be like GMK.
Nah, that would be worse than GMK, and I would be very uncomfortable watching that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, overall, the animation, I really did dig the animation. I like the character designs, and I like the kaiju designs, save for Rodan, stupid pterodactyl thing. I'm disappointed in that. Noticeable and notable omissions. Where the hell was Mothra? Like you would think Mothra would be in a teaser, like it's Mothra. I remember having an argument with you guys a couple years back about how I didn't think Mothra was that big of a deal, and now I'm like, well, Mothra should be that big of a deal. But where the hell was Mothra? You shoot Gabra for crying out loud. People are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
That was the cannon fodder shot of the whole show.
Oh my God!
I'm just confused to why Gabra looks like he's in some type of like fog. There's like a purple omniscient smoke going all around him and stuff.
Well,
and everything.
I think that's ionization for his electricity powers, which I think would be dope if that was the case. And if it's not the case, whoever's listening to this and is a terrific writer, better than I am, please take that and run and just let me see the finished product before anybody else.
Yeah. It's gonna be funny because they said a while back that Gabra was technically classified as a frog, and that Gabra in the anime looked very canine. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we didn't get that good of a shot to just actually outright say that, but I didn't see a frog when I think of Gabra anyways, I don't think of a frog, but I mean, it had 3 finger appendages, so maybe it's like some type of amphibious creature.
Definitely a frogman from Mars.
Yeah. Sounds like a wailing dog bark.
I love that damn thing. I swear to God. That's like my favorite part of that movie is Gabara. I'm not even making it up. I love it. I just love him, man. I love it. I hope that's in the movie. I hope that's in this anime series, bro. That would be awesome.
I do hope if they're gonna go with Gabra in the anime, they gotta have his sound effects.
I mean, it's
that's my biggest pick for any of the monsters. If you're gonna have them, make them sound like themselves.
You hear that, Michael Dougherty? Do you fucking hear that? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
No, again. But I agree. That's one of the things. That's one of the things I dislike in King of the Monsters a lot is that Rodan does not sound like Rodan. And I mean everyone else sounds like themselves. I mean King Ghidorah maybe a little bit sounds a little different, but Rodan you could tell night and day the difference there. Like they didn't even try with Rodan. So with Toho, come on, you guys know how to make it right. Make the monsters sound like themselves. Yeah. Don't give us this generic sounding creatures we've never heard of, because we want to be to relate and connect with what we know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see in April of 2021 if we all make it to 2021. We should be able to make it to 2021. We just got to get rid of Hedora, the freaking smog monster. Hedora was suspiciously missing from that trailer too.
Yeah. But see, the thing is I didn't think. See, this is the whole thing about this anime is I didn't expect Godzilla Singular Point to be an anime that features all of these monsters. So it was a pleasant surprise seeing all these monsters, and the fact that I doubt that these are just the main monsters in the show. If we don't get other monsters besides the 3 that were shown, or the four including Godzilla, I don't. That would be shocking to me. I expect to see a big slew of monsters.
Yeah, I think we are. I think there's gonna be, like you said at the beginning, like a Destroy All Monsters style anime. I'm kind of looking forward to it. What I don't want to see, though, what I do not want to see is these creatures just being cannon fodder. Just like, oh, look, it's Anguirus. Oh, Anguirus is dead. What? Nah. Like, I don't want to see that, For any of them.
It's gonna be interesting because this is supposed to be like a series show, not like an installment film like the Planet of the Monsters was. This is supposed to be like episodic.
I wonder how many episodes they're gonna get, and if it's gonna be more than one season.
Right, and that's what I think too. I'm very curious just how this is coming to be because, but that also raises concern for me too. But I don't, just because I don't, if I don't like this anime, I don't want a continuous Godzilla thing to be something that I dislike.
Right.
We'll know quick though how viable this show's going to be. Right when we probably watch it. but yeah, I'm skeptical about it. I'm curious. I'm not shooting it out of the. I'm not shooting it down. But there's some things that I'm. As long as you don't make a Shin Godzilla.
Right.
Because I'm worried about that. The thing, they're making Godzilla the biggest, secret of the show, obviously. I mean, just teases and glimpses, which is great. But I mean, just tell me outright now if this is gonna be a Shin Godzilla, I don't want nothing of it.
Oh, I don't. I'm not gonna get into that yet, but I will. I am.
We'll have to wait. We'll talk more probably on Godzilla Day when we see the actual more footage, if there is more footage of it.
Right, and wouldn't it be cool if they show? No, they couldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. Netflix wouldn't do it. Speaking of Netflix, though, what the scary thing is, I just read today that Netflix is about to start raising the prices on their service.
So, yeah, just $1 though.
Oh, all right. Still, $1 goes a long way.
I was worried about that too, but I have their biggest package, and it's just $1. It goes up from $13 to $14 a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it, but I mean, it still sucks because they raised it last year too. So what are they going to do? Raise it next year, and then the next year, and then the next year, and what? By 2025, I'm paying almost $25.
By that time, I'd be cutting Netflix right off.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lucifer's not going to be a show that's going to be on there forever, and neither is Stranger Things, and those are really the only shows that I'm interested in on Netflix. If that's the case, I'll just go over to HBO Max.
Which is shocking. Well, not really, but you would think that with Well, no, it doesn't make sense because this is a Toho license thing, so it's fine on Netflix. I like the idea that Toho is putting Godzilla anime on Netflix. You know, we talk about Toho trying with this global brand. They want to branch Godzilla out across the globe. They want to make it pretty much a household name, for good, bad, or whatever, for better or for worse, I should say. So I do respect that, and I think the animes are actually a good way of doing that. It's just like, that first anime trilogy really wasn't a lot of people's cup of tea. A lot of G fans were just turned off by it, and I understand. I get it. I do. I really do like that first part, but I hate everything else after that. Like I hate it. And I have a buddy at work I talked to, and we both are in agreement. Like the movie they should have made was what they were showing in the beginning of that first movie in the newspaper clippings. They should have made that the attack of the monsters, instead of like this futuristic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pseudo religious. I don't have time for this crap Godzilla movie. It was bad. It was bad. But yeah, I don't think this one is going to be like that. I think for all intents and purposes, I mean, like I said, it's grounded on Earth, present day it seems, and it just looks like it's going to be a good time. I'm just very interested in seeing Godzilla in action. With that being said, let me theorize. Let me break out some of my theories that I have. Starting
before that, though, I just want to mention today an article dropped, an interview with the CEO of Toho, basically saying that the Godzilla Singular Point anime is, and along with some other stuff that they have planned, is going to help bridge their gap until their theatrical release of Godzilla vs. Kong. So that was interesting to read today.
That's a scary thought. Yeah, we should
especially because we don't know when Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out.
Yeah, that's still up in the air, and I'm hearing stuff about Wonder Woman now dipping from its slot for Christmas.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Just because last week Warner Brothers was saying that they're looking into redoing how they do all of their theatrical releases right now. So who knows, man? Who knows? But the thing is, you can't tell me Godzilla vs. Kong won't be affected in that one way or another.
Listen, okay, so here's the deal. Yeah, before we get into theories, let's talk about that, because Godzilla vs. Kong, okay? Logically, that movie stands if theaters were open and everything was hunky-dory and there was no such thing as Hedorah flying around causing a global pandemic. Logically, that movie would stand to make anywhere between $350 and $550 million. I honestly believe that's where it would end. The legendary movies have been on a decline. 2014 is the highest. Then Skull Island was there. It was buzzing around where G14 was. But the drop-off for King of the Monsters was ridiculous. And even though you put both of these iconic monsters together, I mean, like, I want this movie to break $1 billion, honestly. I think Godzilla deserves $1 billion movie, But just given the track record and just looking at everything logically, this movie is probably going to make anywhere between $350 to $550, maybe $600 million, and then it probably tap out after that. James Bond was courted the other day by, I believe, Netflix and Apple TV for somewhere around the tune of $650 million or $800 million, something like that. And I'm like, I think it was $600 million. I think it was $650 million, right? And I was like, oh, wow, shit. And that was to get the rights to stream the movie now. Not wait for theaters, just stream the movie. And then one has to think, okay, how much does a movie like that, James Bond, cost to make? And they already did the marketing for it. So, like, you add all that up, and then is $600 million worth it? Well, I'm pretty sure you're going to get your money back from the movie, from the cost of everything, and then probably pocket $150 to $200 million. Fine. You cut a profit. If you were to drop it now in the middle of this Hedora situation, we don't know if there was going to be any kind of profit like that. We don't know if that movie would have made $600 million. If that was the case for Godzilla versus Kong, right? And now Warner Brothers has HBO Max. I mean, they could just drop it on that. But I'm pretty sure they're going to want to make some kind of money. Dude, if somebody came up to Warner Brothers and was like, or if Warner Brothers decided to shop the movie around and was like, hey, we'll do GVK. We'll give it what, $550 or $600 million. Warner Brothers Legendary would be crazy not to take that. Okay, because what the budget for this movie is what, $200 million? About
170. They're saying 150, 170.
All right, so anywhere between 150 to $200 million. But they didn't drop one bit of marketing yet, which means they saved that money. Somebody says, we'll give you $500 million. Nah, I would say, but even $500 million without marketing, you make a profit.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about James Bond's budget or Godzilla vs. Kong?
GVK.
I'm sorry?
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, okay. Because I was like saying, because I know No Time to Die's budget is insane. So
yeah, no. GVK, if it's like if it was like anyway, like I said, between 150 to 200 million, and somebody offered them 500 million or 600 million, you take that and run. You take that and run, because that's probably about 150 million more than you would have made in the box office. And that's just me. That's what I believe. I could be absolutely wrong, and I hope I am. I really do. But that's just what I believe, just because you've seen it going on the downcline. So, I mean, I would love it, but, you know, you also got to factor into it HBO Max, and they own that, so it could just go to that. I'm very interested in seeing what Warner Brothers is going to say in the upcoming months, because, you know, what, today's October 30th. You know, we're a day away from the end of October and Halloween, my favorite, the best holiday in the history of the world. And then we're in November, and then it's December. I mean, like, the end of the year is just 2020 is coming to an end, and it couldn't end soon. I'll tell you that much. But now we need to start knowing, like, especially for Godzilla versus Kong. I mean, they keep pushing everything back, but you have so much more exposure with Wonder Woman, Dune. Like, yo, talk a little bit about Godzilla versus Kong. It's there. You made it. It's a big, like, we look at it as to us, it would have been the biggest movie of this year. It really would have. There was no other movie coming out this year to me that I needed to see more than GVK. That was the biggest movie of the year. And that movie was supposed to come out in less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now. I mean, come on. 3 weeks. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday is Godzilla's birthday. Hopefully Warner Brothers and Toho and Legendary get together and show us something. That would be amazing. I would love it. But yeah, dude, it's crazy that we keep harping on GVK, but it's like any bit of information, any kind of word right now would do wonders. It would do wonders. It would, like, honestly believe G fans would be happy.
The way I see it, though, is that it's not GVK's fault right now. You know, Warner Brothers is trying to save themselves a movie. You know, they're trying to make sure they're not going to, you know, take a loss in this. You know, they want to make sure that when they release Godzilla versus Kong, they're going to at least try and correct what happened with King of the Monsters, which is a bummer, because, you know, with with what's going on in the world, it's kind of like, we're doomed, But the way I see it is, it's nothing anybody could control. But my question is, though, let's say Warner Brothers has planned to move Godzilla versus Kong out of November. I mean, out of May. Do you think it would be wise to show something come November if that's the case? And it being indefinite of where they're not sure where they're going to put Godzilla versus Kong at the moment?
I'll be honest with you, I'd much rather them just like make a decision. And I get it. Like, I hate saying it. But I'm going to say it again. Godzilla versus Kong is not high on their priority list. It's just not. We all know it. They're going to make their money. They're going to put all their money on Wonder Woman. They're going to put all their money on Dune. If there was a Harry Potter movie coming out, they were putting all their money in that. So Godzilla versus Kong is kind of at the lower end of the totem. They might say it's not, but you got to look at it, legitly. You got to look at it realistically. It is a niche movie, and we're fans. We're freaking fans of Godzilla versus Kong. But Warner Brothers knows it's made for a certain group of people. That's the G fans. It really is, and it's not going to get the big popular movie going experience. It's not going to blow up. It's not going to be gangbusters like an Avengers style movie. And I don't even think that it needs to be, or Warner Brothers thinks it will be. It's just they're going to be more. We need to make that money back. And we need to break even and try to make something. That's why I'm saying if somebody was to offer them, $500 million, take it and run. Take it and run. You make your money back in a couple bucks after that. You probably make more money than you did on King of the Monsters. And yeah, I hate doing that, like talking about that shit, because I really want this movie. Like I want this movie. As to whether or not they'll show something on November 3rd, I don't think so. If they announce they're gonna move this shit again, if they don't make any announcements about moving Godzilla versus Kong out of May, then they really should show a trailer or a teaser. They should show something. They can't keep sitting on it.
Because I don't think they're going to show anything come November 3rd for Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't think we're going to see anything Godzilla vs. Kong related until there's light of movie theaters coming back and everyone is showing that they're comfortable going to the theaters again, honestly.
Remember like a couple months ago when I was like, this is how you do it. You just you put a teaser out, right? And at the end of the teaser, you wrote now streaming on such and such, and you just catch everybody off guard with it. And like, wait, what? What did that just say? And then you watch the trailer again, and it says now streaming, and you go and you go to Amazon Prime and you look it up, and bam, there it is. To rent for $25. You start freaking out. You're like, wait a minute, oh my God, I could watch Godzilla vs. Kong right now and cover in my own home in my damn pajamas and slippers. Put it on. Let's go. Honey, make the popcorn. Get my Raisinets and Cherry Coke, and let's go to town. That's what they should do. I would stand on that and die on that hill. I will scream that. That's what they should do. If you listen, I'm not making Chase. There's still time for me to get what I want. Okay, remember, I absolutely love Godzilla versus Kong coming out in November. I loved it when they delayed it the first time before Hedorah was flying around making spewing venom across the globe. I love that date. You know this. And I've said it before, and I will say it right now once again. They have the opportunity to fuck our heads up, to blow our heads up. All I got to do is on November 3rd, show a trailer, and at the end of the trailer says, now streaming, or streaming the day it was supposed to come out. Available on streaming platforms 21/20. Like, stop the presses. And yo, that's when everybody got to be like, yo, where's that stimulus check? I need to rent this movie like 10 times. Let's get it going. Hurry it up. Hurry it up. That's when we go crazy. Like, come on, man. Let's stop playing the games and get this going. I do.
I'm also curious to how much power Toho has over what they can do with the movie of releasing it, because as of today, Toho said theatrical release. So it makes me wonder if Warner Brothers, let's say Warner Brothers wanted to, if Toho would even allow them to.
Right.
Because thinking about that is like, and then it's one of those tricky situations with Toho being the main handshake in all of this. Because
I think that has to do with like how distribution is handled, in Japan, and how distribution is handled here in the States. I don't think Toho would have any say on how distribution was handled out here in the States, because they were already paid for the licensing to license Godzilla. It's kind of like what Marvel did with Sony and Fox, 20th Century Fox, when they gave them X-Men and Spider-Man, or Spider-Man and X-Men. They got paid. Marvel got paid, right? But now Spider-Man is chilling with Sony Pictures. The same thing is with Toho. I don't think Toho's got to say. They've already been paid. Like, all right, we're going to make this movie and whatever, but of course we need your permission to make that movie. So here's my checkbook. How much is it going to cost for us to make a new Godzilla movie? And then Toho and legendary Warner Brothers get down, they make a deal, sign off, and bam, there it is. So I don't think Toho has any real say as to how the movie gets released, because it's already gotten paid for it. They probably have a percentage in the box office, absolutely, right? But that percentage could still, you could still get that percentage through home video. Again, it's not. It's messed up for theaters, because they're losing out on all their money and you know this more than I do, that because you worked at a theater, so you know how that works and how much a theater gets from a ticket sale as opposed to what the studio gets. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Small.
Yeah. So putting it on home video, directed to VOD off the bat, Toho's already gotten their money, and then I guess they'll get a small percentage of that. Plus, you got to remember, just because it's on VOD now, it's only a rental. The hard copies come. You're going to get that DVD, Blu-ray, 4K beauty. You know what I mean? So then you just go buy the physical copy, and they'll definitely get it.
Just imagine you wake up tomorrow, Godzilla versus Kong on Blu-ray now.
Bro, that's the happy birthday, Godzilla. You know what I mean? I would just stop the press. Who is that, Vicky Bear? Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on, man. Man, ain't got no time for this crazy madness. I wish they still have time to do that. It could absolutely happen. Never say never, right? Never say never. I know November 3rd in the States is an election day, but for me, as a G fan, November 3rd is Godzilla's birthday, and it could quite possibly be one excellent day, depending on Warner Brothers dropping a release date on VOD. I'm sticking to that gun. I'm sticking to it, Chase. I'm sticking to it. It probably won't happen, but I'm sticking to it. I would love it. But yeah, man, and that's all news for GVK. But we still don't know anything much about it. But
poor Godzilla versus Kong. Ray's just spewing hate.
I know, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. But anyway, let's talk about theories for Godzilla's singular point. Because I've got one. I've got one that's possibly a doozy. I got two that's probably a doozy.
All right.
So I look at this trailer, and I'm seeing these radical redesigns of these classic Toho kaiju. And I'm like, okay. And again, like I said at the top of the hour, really did not feel Pterodactyl Rodan, just not a fan of it at all. And I get it. He's a flying reptile, but don't do my Rodan dirty like that. But, and of course, here's where I start getting into my brain. I'm theorizing and I'm saying to myself, well, look at the name of this show, Godzilla Singular Point. What does that mean? Right? What does singular point mean? Well, the way I look at it, singular point means the start, the beginning, the singular point. This is where it all begins. And when I think about that, one can argue that means, well, Godzilla is the beginning of the kaiju apocalypse. I could see that, totally buy that, and I'm okay with that. But I'm theorizing here, and this is where I love to play around with ideas, that singular point is more literal than we think, and that these kaiju actually come from Godzilla. Godzilla is the singular point of all of these kaiju. That's why Gabara looks different, Anguirus looks different, Rodan looks like a dang pterodactyl, and let's not forget that giant whale / Titanosaurus thing with Godzilla's dorsal spikes. That right there is when I really gave thought to this theory.
So do you mean like he transforms?
No, I mean he actually, like a fucking gremlin, spews monsters. He spawns monsters, which is radical.
So that's a lot different than my thought of it. I thought it was because of his giant tusk hanging out of his mouth.
No, I don't even know what that even is about, bro. I can't even lie. That's confusing. But it was seeing that giant whale / Titanosaurus / Godzilla creature jumping out of the water over the ship, where I was like, wait. Everybody's calling that Titanosaurus, and I can see where they say and that claim is. But look at those dang dorsal spikes. Like, that's not a Titanosaurus feature. But what if that is Godzilla, or a spawn of Godzilla that turns into something else completely? That's where I got it from, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and Anguirus, he's bony and spiky, and it's all up in his face and every. What else is bony and spiky? Oh, Godzilla's spines. Wait, what? You look at Gabara. Look at Gabara. That's not the Gabara we know, right? It's weird. It's hunched over. It's more like a dinosaur / dog monster than it is an amphibious frog creature. And like you said, what's all that smoke and fog stuff around it? Maybe it's like what I said, ionization of the air because of the electricity it produces, or maybe it's radiation because it's still mutating because of Godzilla. Which leads me into theory number 2, and a theory I don't want to talk about because you know how much I feel about this, and it's something you said already early on. I said we'll get to it. What if this is a continuation of Shin Godzilla and everything I just said holds true? Godzilla is the singular point, but it's Shin Godzilla's mutation. His pieces are falling apart off of his body, and it's giving form to these new monsters. I could absolutely see that. I mean, Godzilla looks weird. Like you said, that silhouette of Godzilla, that jaw is very much elongated. Like, that thing is coming down, man. So I'm like, could it be? Could it be the sequel to Shin Godzilla without saying it's a sequel to Shin Godzilla? Until we see
God, I hope not.
Well, I'll be honest with you, like the concept, if it is that Godzilla's spawning all of these, new creatures, I like that. I gotta be honest. But, that's just my theory. The singular point title really, to me, drives home the fact that Godzilla he's spawning these creatures. But again, I mean, logically, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. It's probably just going to be like Godzilla comes up ashore. What the hell is this? I don't know. It's Godzilla. And then bam, all these other monsters come. That's been done. And I don't know how many times we're going to see that. But what hasn't been done is, again, Godzilla actually spawning these creatures from its own flesh. You know? And that's one of those concepts that Shin Godzilla kind of was onto something with the whole idea of this thing being a god amongst itself. Because nobody knows what this is, and it keeps on mutating. It keeps adapting. You know? And that's a cool concept from that movie. It is. It's a cool concept. Something that you can take and expand on and call it Godzilla Singular Point. I'm just saying, those are my theories. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think at this point anything's out of the realm of possibility. I mean, I'm cautious about it. You know, I mean, what I hope is like this Godzilla is normal. I mean, just give us a nasty looking Godzilla that just does Godzilla stuff. Don't, you know, I mean, I don't mind the tusks in his mouth. You know, I mean, it's, you know, it's not something I disagree with, but I just don't want none of that splitting jaw stuff or, you know, gods coming out of his back type thing, you know. I just want something, you know, give us Godzilla the animated series. You know, not TriStars, of course, even though I love the TriStar animated series.
That's a good show. It's better than a movie. That's a good show.
But, you know, just I'm tired of, if this is going to be something with Toho continuing something with Shin Godzilla related, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to have much really excitement for Toho Godzilla stuff because I'm personally not someone that needs I need my Godzilla to be this absolute abomination type Godzilla for me to be interested in it. You know, I love Legendary's Godzilla. For one, I love his design and I think he's simple. I also think simple things have mystery to them. But when you have this Swiss Army knife type Godzilla, it just bores me, honestly. You know, it's like, you know, like I don't need the shock factor of that. You know, I like things that are more grounded. And so if you're going to give me this Godzilla who can basically swallow himself with how big his jaw is opening, I'm going to be not as interested in it. Now, I mean, I hope that's not where this anime is going. And I guess we'll find out more. But I don't know. That's just my speculation of it. My theory is, I mean, I don't really have a theory for this anime because, for one, you're calling it Singular Point, which I think is weird. You know, I mean, is the single point of the show just that Godzilla is a force that can't be defeated? Okay, I mean, the title's just kind of it's an interesting title take. You know, Singular Point. That's, you know, it's not a title I would have taken for a Godzilla show. You know, you know, it's like Godzilla Round Edge. You know, you know, but that's just nitpicking, you know, and I don't, you know, I'm very curious and I'm wanting to be optimistic for the anime, you know, so I just hope that when they do show more, it's not going to be disappointing. Well, and I hope that Rodan that we saw isn't Rodan. Maybe it's an offspring or something. And I hope that Anguirus, the way he looks that small, isn't just because he's that big. Just maybe because it's just the way the angle is, maybe. Right. But yet again, a man in a Humvee going after it in a harpoon gun, that's a lot of courage you got there.
that kind of comes right out of the comic books too, almost. The Monster Kill crew or Monster Wreck crew. You know, the guy, what was his name? It wasn't Boomer. Was it Boomer? He was supposed to be Jason Statham, and I love that. I loved it. I love that character. He cracked me up. I absolutely love that dude. But yeah, it seems like that's where they got that idea from.
Yeah. So, I mean, but other than that, I mean, I'm excited because it's something Godzilla and I'm fairly interested in it. I mean, if Godzilla is, I mean, I think Godzilla looks very menacing and I'm excited for that. But I just hope they don't ruin, I just hope it's not a disappointment, you know, and I know there's other people that probably aren't going to care, but for me at least, I just don't want Shin Godzilla to be in this. You know, I mean, I like the idea of there being multiple Godzillas in this, you know, but obviously it's looking like that's not the case. But yet again, I'm very curious. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, I'll say this before we wrap. I mean, in 4 days, in 4 days' time, we shall see what else is going to come. I don't think we're going to get like another full-blown trailer. Honestly, I just can't see them dropping a teaser trailer 1 week, and then the next week they drop a full 2-minute trailer, you know? Because again, like you said, this isn't a movie. This is a show. So you would have to show like bits and pieces of whatever you've got done so far. And I'm pretty certain that they've got most of it done. And they're just finishing up whatever they got to finish up. This thing comes out in April. So, but look at that. This thing,
they got a lot of time then.
Right. This thing comes out in April, and we know it's coming because it's coming to streaming service. We don't know. GVK is supposed to come out in May, but we don't know if that's going to stay there or not. So I'm just saying, man, make your release date official. Drop it on in 4 days on November 3rd and just say Godzilla vs. Kong. November 21st, 2020, right before Thanksgiving. Get your fix into the fight of the century, people, right before you eat the turkey. Get it in there. Make moves. But yeah, for Singular Point, I don't think they're going to show anything else. They'll probably give us a little bit more, let's say, character designs and a little bit more character exposition. We'll probably see maybe another image of Godzilla. I mean, the cat's out of the bag with that already, well, so I can't see why not.
We still don't know what Godzilla looks like yet. So I would hope, and I think so too. I think we'll see concept art, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that'll be
because, like I said, they keep saying that on Godzilla Day it's going to be an event for this show.
Oh well, if there's an event, then yeah, we should definitely see our first look at Godzilla on Godzilla Day.
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing is I wouldn't be surprised if they showed another teaser or an actual story type trailer for this. But I don't know. You know, that's the thing. You know, they showed that teaser really soon, so I don't know.
Well, we shall see, my friend. We shall see, and hopefully we'll see y'all later that night because we will. I mean, I'm off again. Just the disclaimer, I might have been exposed to the Hedorah flying around, waiting for test results. So I am going to be home on Tuesday anyway because it's election day, so I don't have to work.
That day off anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, you know,
that's one of the things. Like with it being the day that it is for the state of our world or the state of our country
yeah.
And everything. It's like, I don't even want to be out. So it's like, I want to take the day off myself.
Well, we'll be home. And that's the good thing. I'll be home. So we can hopefully see some new stuff with that.
The thing is though, if it does, the event will probably be in Japan. So that means early in the morning.
That's fine. I'm up early in the morning anyway. So it doesn't really matter. The fact is, once we do wake up, we'll have stuff to talk about, which means we might, who knows, we might do a late night geekery Godzilla block party very, very early. Like,
it's probably the best because I'm pretty sure I have stuff to do that day.
Yeah, I'll just take early morning geekery, the Godzilla block party right there, and then we can rock and roll with that. But yeah, so that'll do it for this episode of the Godzilla block party, the late night geekery. It's been a blast, brother. Thanks for joining.
Oh, absolutely. It's a blast.
And thank all y'all out there for listening to us. We appreciate it. And yeah, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. We're all cool here. That'll do it for this episode of Godzilla Block Party. I am G1, and we are out of here. Peace.